Hey everybody, this is Terry with Domicile One Realty, and I wanted to talk to you today about down payments on your home purchase. Every now and then, it's not that often, but every now and then I'll encounter someone who's like, "Oh, well, I know I have to have 20% down, and I don't have that." When you do not need to have 20% down to get into a home. So I'm going to break it out for you, and it'll be pretty brief here, but let's start with a VA loan. If you had been in the military, you probably are eligible for a VA loan, and that's a zero down payment. Zero. You don't have to bring any money towards your down payment on that. Next, there's the FHA loan. FHA loans require 3.5% of the purchase price down payment on those. Now, you could do more if you wanted to, but the minimum on that is 3.5%. Now, next, we're going to go to a conventional loan. Traditionally, a conventional loan is a 5% down payment. Every now and then, you'll find different lenders who will offer conventional loans at maybe 3%. So you can keep your eye out for that. But for planning purposes, assume a conventional loan is going to be a 5% loan. So what about the 20% loan, right? The only time I see a 20% minimum, not loan, 20% down payment, the only time I see a 20% down payment is when you are a non-owner occupied buyer. This means you're an investor, maybe, or you're buying it for someone else, but you are not going to be living there. So this is a 20% loan. And think of it this way too. If you are an investor, 20% might sound a little outrageous, but by bringing down the principal with the balance, your principal payment will be much, much less. And if you are an investor, that's less money you have to worry about covering every single month. And you'll have more of a gap between maybe the rent you want to charge and the actual, what they call debt service, which is your monthly payment, because you put out a bigger down payment. Now, can you have one of these loans and still want to reduce your down payment further? Yeah, you can. Now, this is where you want to talk to your lender a lot if you have these kinds of interests. Maybe you can't come up with 3.5%. Ask the lender, can some of these costs be gifted to you by someone else, a friend or a family member? Of course, that family member or friend would have to sign a form stating that this is a gift. They do not expect this to come back to them. So that might be a way to kind of whittle away at the down payment that you require. Additionally, your state, your city, your county, they may have some sort of a down payment assistance program to help you further reduce your down payment. So you need to have a little skin in the game, if you ask me. But there are ways, and if you're knowledgeable about that, or your lender or your realtor, they can kind of help you out and see what they know about reducing down payment in your particular area. Additionally, some lenders themselves have in-house programs where they offer a little bit of help on down payment or closing costs or whatever. So there are options out there. So before you just summarily say, "Oh, it's 20% and I can't do that," look into it a little bit. You never can tell if there might be something to help you out a little bit or get you across that finish line. That's really all I had for right now. I just wanted to make sure, because again, I encountered the 20% down payment myth, and I wanted to put this out there to make sure everybody had some clarity around it. Everybody take care. Have a great day.